Hello, this is an ongoing update on the progress on a custom terrain project for a set of boards for dioramic display for historical battle. This set is being constructed by Terranscapes, and if you are interested in how Terranscapes can do custom work for you, you should visit Terranscapes' website at terranscapes.com. This board set will also have more detailed pictures posted there in the coming week or so. I encourage you to visit there to see more detailed displays than otherwise can be produced by YouTube and this video camera. So I just wanted to give a quick glimpse of the completed board set as it stands right now, in case there are any minor revisions that need to be made, as well as hoping it provides some discussion for the remaining boards which need to be constructed. First, I just want to point out a few of the more prominent features. This is the marsh area, and the marsh area, as was originally planned, was going to be ringed in dead trees, but because there was not enough space for all of the living trees on the hill, which I will show in a moment, some of those living trees were moved to the marsh, and I think actually it provided a much more realistic and a more interesting view of this water feature. As you can see, the mounds, which were visible in other videos, have been flooded almost up to their surface and are adorned with grasses. I kept the grasses light green because the tan ones that I use usually, to me, signify the end of summer, and you mentioned that this battle occurred in the spring, so I wanted to keep it with a vivid green look. I did try to adorn the shore here and there with some shrubbery, as well as a few dead branches to sort of tie in the theme of the dead trees and make it look just a little bit more realistic. The marsh leads to the gravelly ford, which you can see here, which has been almost 100% flooded, and the river, which I don't know will show on this with this kind of lighting. I did try some new features with the river, which will be much more obvious in the still photos to come, but I added some algae into the surface along the edges here, which I think you can see in this spot here. I also tried to maintain the clear water that you had requested, so that you could very, very faintly see the bottom features of the pond, or of the river. But at the same time, I wanted it about as murky as it could be in order to be able to still see the bottom, both to hide the bottom a little bit, I think, which will help to hide any nuances that might not make it look realistic, as well as to reflect its sort of muddy, mucky nature, which seemed to be evident in the photos that I was provided. The other feature that's prominent is the wooded hillside, and here you can take a look at the wooded hillside. The wooded hillside does have a couple small dead trees, which you can see one right there stuck in it, just to kind of break up the monotony of the tree line, as well as to open up a little bit of the interior space for view. It's actually quite a dense canopy, if you can see that in this video, and so I wanted to provide just a few gaps so that you could see the forest floor beneath, and of course with a slightly better lighting you'd be able to see that there are numerous shrubs and bushes underneath. I did, as I mentioned, add just a couple spatterings, very, very few, of a couple shrub clumps scattered about on the plane of the boards to kind of just break up the flatness of it. I did not add any, however, to this board here, and I just kind of wanted to show how it changes. I don't know if it's visible here, but you can see as the shrubs climb out of the riverway here, you can see they kind of break up that visual area a little bit, and here without any, it appears a little bit flat, So 1 or 2 will be added to this board as well prior to shipping. And the last thing I wanted to just mention and point out was the roadway which exits behind the small hill. You mentioned that it was originally a ditch, although that information was provided after the major sculpting of the board had been done and surfaced. So as a compromise, it is modeled to be as a unused roadway now, filled with, boy, it's hard to see with this camera though, filled with some grasses, filled with a small amount of flock and a few low shrubs, and that is hopefully a good compromise. I think it came out fairly well actually, and makes that section of the road look definitely unused. So that is a pretty good summary of the board as it stands, and as we discussed, there will be another set of boards meeting the bottom here, extending this line. Let's see if I can pan back a bit. Extending this line of the boards this way, as well as one more row of boards coming off this way, so there will be one more set of the river boards. And hopefully this gives you at least a little glimpse of how the progress has been made. Once I photograph these and post them to the website and have done the preliminary layout of the next set of boards, then I will get these in the mail to you so that you can see them firsthand. Thanks.